Wow, selling cars. I never thought I'd be doing this just a few years ago. It hasn't been the easiest thing I've ever done, but financially, it's been the best thing I've ever done. Everybody needs transportation. We can't live without our cars. But customers today are not only looking to buy a car or truck, they're looking for the right salesperson to buy from. Being likable, utilizing your people skills, including great listening, as well as sincere interest in the customer, is your starting point. This training system will teach you what is necessary when selling cars and how to make a success of your career. First, let's look at the opportunity and learn what salespeople are doing today. Notice the first heading. So, what are salespeople doing? Write in your answers as we explore today's automobile salesperson. First, here are 6 fundamental facts. Many salespeople prejudge and qualify customers. If a customer does not appear ready to buy, the typical salesperson seems uninterested. Most salespeople think price is the customer's only concern and fail to build value in the vehicle. People are willing to let you make money if they like you. Great salespeople earn the customer's trust, respect, and their business. Top salespeople love what they do. Now, let's look at the role the dealership plays in your success. The dealership provides support. Sales managers will direct you in learning the product and will assist you with closing the sale. The dealership also provides additional support, such as an office, a telephone, business cards, stationery, advertising, and a receptionist. The earning potential in the car business is awesome. You get a percentage of the profit. You can average up to $300 in commission on a new truck or car, while individual commissions can be much higher. You can also take advantage of bonuses, incentives, spiffs, and special commissions. The dealership also has health insurance and other great benefits that are available. And you will be able to buy your car or truck at great discounted prices. So, what is the profile of a professional salesperson? First, it is a willingness to prospect for new customers, thereby creating new business. Second, is the knowledge to take the customer through a sales process. Imagine you're a tour guide, and your job is to guide someone through the entire tour, sharing information that would be most helpful. Selling cars is the same. Your job is to guide the customer through the buying process, providing them with information that will help them make the best buying decision possible. Third is the discipline to follow up with all customers. Not all customers purchase the same day in which they first visit the dealership. Your ability to follow up with the customer will have a tremendous positive impact on your income. And fourth is desire. A professional salesperson has the motivation and the desire to succeed. Here is the salesperson's guide for success. Have a good attitude and enthusiasm. Set daily and monthly goals. Determine how many customers, test drives, and appointments are needed. Continually review performance against goals. Faithfully follow up on all customers. Dress and act like an automobile professional. Continually gain and maintain product knowledge. Knowledge is power. Be prompt at all sales meetings. Additionally, your attitude as a salesperson is critical. A positive attitude at all times will set you apart from your competition. Now, selling or prospecting. As a professional automobile salesperson, you must, at all times, either prospect for new customers or be selling a customer. What does this involve? Return all phone calls. Prospect by setting appointments. Take all phone ups. Work your follow-up list relentlessly. Take each customer through the entire sales process. Never deviate from the fundamentals. Now let's look at some do's and don'ts. Do's. Always be prompt. Respect the customer's space. Wear a sincere smile. Give a firm handshake. Make continuous and equal eye contact. Don'ts.
Hi, how can I help you?
Never ask, "Can I help you?"
Listen, we're about to close. Could you folks maybe come back tomorrow?
Never ask a customer to come back later. No sunglasses when you're with a customer. Keep your hands out of your pockets. Always be prepared. Arriving on time or even early each day allows you to walk the new and used vehicle inventory. Find out what's new, what's been moved, where is everything. Know your product. How? Manuals, service techs, brochures, and videos. Also, take the initiative to learn what has a rebate and what is on sale. And review your day in advance, including all appointments and any phone calls you need to make. Now, what a customer wants. How a customer perceives you as a salesperson will result in their response or reaction. This is called the customer's initial response.
So how can I help you?
A customer's view of salespeople.
We have some 4-cylinders, also we have some 6-cylinder cars, also some mighty...
Overly talkative. Doesn't listen. Pushy and dishonest. A customer's state of mind. Bombarded with ads for good deals. Exposed to too many makes and models. Understanding your competition. Before you can be successful, you must understand the competition. Primary competition. Salespeople who work at other stores and sell the same types of vehicles. Secondary competition. Salespeople who work at other stores and sell different types of vehicles. Recognizing what customers want. Customers are not just looking to buy a car, but also for a salesperson to buy a car from. Finally, you must do what other salespeople do not. Your attitude should be, "I will do today what others will not do, so that I can live tomorrow like others cannot." Customer contact. In order for your customers to be enthusiastic, you must be enthusiastic. Here are some rules pertaining to customer contact. Being prompt means never letting a customer wait more than 3 or 4 minutes. Never encroach upon the customer's comfort zone. Give your customers a genuine and sincere smile. Remember the big 4. If you must wear sunglasses, make sure the customer can see your eyes. Keep your hands out of your pockets. Make continuous and equal eye contact. No gum chewing, smoking, or dipping. Never prejudge.
Hey folks, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, what you guys looking for?
Looking for an SUV.
Really?
Something sporty.
Yeah, who is it for?
For me.
For you? And how old are you, young lady?
I'm 22.
22? Oh, well, how much are you looking to put down?
I got 1,000 saved.
$1,000? Oh, well, how about you? How's your credit?
Don't prejudge a person by their age, clothing, physical condition, or their present vehicle. By prejudging, you'll lose the customer and the sale every time. A customer's appearance does not indicate their income or ability to buy.
One of the main things I look for is somebody that's going to respect me. I think because I am a female, and I'm single, so when I'm shopping, I'm not coming in with a man, and I feel like I'm like shark bait, where it's like, we'll get her, and she won't know anything about this, and actually I'm very knowledgeable, so I feel like I get judged wrong.
Some important changes are taking place in our society. Women are increasingly becoming more involved in car buying decisions. In today's competitive world of car buying, this insight is more important than ever. Here are some interesting statistics. According to a study by Road and Travel magazine, women purchase more than 52% of all new vehicles. Women influence more than 85% of all automotive sales. And the number one complaint women have with car dealerships is how they're treated as customers.
I've always felt that car salespeople do not respect women.
Many salespeople have failed to recognize this trend. Here are a few pitfalls that even experienced salespeople fall into. Number 1, prejudging female buyers.
Well, honey, this is a big truck right here. But it's got a big price with it. If you think you can afford to pay this kind of truck, we'll have to run a credit check on you.
That'd be
This
fine.
thing has got lots of power. You know, most women don't know how to handle a truck this size. Do you know how to back up a big...
Number 2, failing to acknowledge the female customer during the interview, even when she is the primary buyer.
Welcome to the dealership. What brings you two out today?
Well, we are looking for a truck for my girlfriend.
We have a great selection of trucks. You're looking for a two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive?
Well, she would probably want a two-wheel drive.
Were you looking for a larger pickup or a smaller pickup?
Well, she would want a smaller pickup.
Would you like a super cab, four-door?
Okay, well, she would probably want a super cab or a two-door.
Would you be looking for a V6 or a V8?
Well, she would probably want a smaller engine.
Would you like it in a light or dark color?
Well, she would probably prefer a lighter color.
Well, we have a great selection.
Here's what today's customer is like. Today's customer is more informed, is time sensitive, is less tolerant, is not vehicle specific, expects good customer service, expects professionalism. Remember, the customer will pay for service if they feel they are getting it. Here is what you must do. Treat your customer the way you would want to be treated. And remember, your customer's satisfaction is your commission. Greeting the customer. The greeting is your opportunity to make a good first impression. From this point, your customer will perceive you by your level of professionalism, friendliness, and correct body language. The purpose of the correct greeting is to make a good impression. People make a decision about you within the first 4 seconds. If you are friendly, give the customer a smile, your smile is sincere, make eye contact, and raise your eyebrows, the customer will have a more favorable impression of you. The purpose of the correct greeting is to start to build a relationship with the customer. Although this is the car industry, this is the people business first. Selling automobiles is all about building and establishing relationships with customers. Many new car and truck salespeople earn as much as 1/2 of their income from referrals. Customers will refer their friends, family, and even coworkers to you when they feel it will benefit others. The purpose of the correct greeting is to reduce the customer's natural sales resistance. Let's face it, car salespeople are stereotyped. The average person is hit with over 3,000 images per day trying to sell them something. Together with unethical business practices that some salespeople follow, this has created an atmosphere of distrust. It is therefore your responsibility to overcome this and to establish trust with your customer. By following the correct sales procedures, you create the customer's ultimate buying experience. It is therefore your responsibility to overcome this and to establish trust with your customer. The purpose of the correct greeting is to get the customer to like you and feel that they can trust you. In his book, The Likeability Factor by Tim Sanders, the author states that friendliness is the first thing we consider when we meet someone. We like to be greeted by a friendly person and to be treated in a friendly manner. So the question to ask yourself is, do I look and act friendly? Do I look and act trustworthy? Your customer will decide the answer to those questions in a matter of seconds. Which one of the faces on the screen appears to be more friendly, more likable? If your picture appeared on the screen, how would others see you? Would they see someone who is friendly and likable? The purpose of the correct greeting is to gain control of the sale. To gain control does not mean to be pushy or overly aggressive. It means to guide the customer or lead the customer through the sales process. You gain control by the manner in which you speak. It means that you speak with confidence. Of course, when you speak with confidence, your customer is more likely to put their confidence in you. It does not mean to be arrogant. Arrogance will only turn the customer off and will surely mean that you have lost the sale. The purpose of the correct greeting is to guide the customer through the sales process. Guiding the customer means to lead the customer. It means that when you are showing the customer a vehicle, you are leading the way. If you're not leading the customer, you're not likely to sell them a vehicle on that day. It also means to separate yourself from other salespeople at other dealerships. When your customer comes to your dealership, they likely have been to or will visit other dealerships comparing vehicles. While they are certainly comparing vehicles, they are also comparing you to other salespeople at other dealerships. Moreover, they are comparing you to salespeople that they have purchased from in the past. Comparisons also include your dress and grooming. If you are not properly dressed, how can your customer justify the amount that they will eventually pay? The customer is not only buying a vehicle, they are buying you. They are buying your professionalism, they are buying your expertise, and they are buying the time spent with them. Additionally, your customer has expectations of their own as to how a salesperson should look. How you dress and groom yourself will ultimately play a key role in your commissions. Finally, the purpose of the correct greeting is to build value in yourself, the dealership, and the vehicle. Remember, you don't just want your customer to buy a vehicle from your dealership, you want them to buy from you. Greeting requirements. Once eye contact is made, immediately give your customer the big four. Smile sincerely. Raise your eyebrows. Show interest. Be friendly and introduce yourself. Welcome the customer to the dealership using the dealership's name. Ask for the customer's name. Take notes. Now, let's look at some of the most common mistakes many salespeople make. The salesperson here is smoking. Many people are offended when salespeople smoke or throw their cigarette butt on the ground. Worse, a salesperson who smokes is likely to have smoker's breath. The salesperson here is too animated. When a salesperson is too animated, he is not perceived to be a real person, but fake. You will not be able to build a relationship with a customer if you are too animated or fake. The salesperson here pounces on the customer. People don't like to be rushed upon. If you invade the customer's space or move into their space too quickly, you will lose the customer's confidence in you.
Hi, how can I help you?
The salesperson here says, "Can I help you?" Even though you are there to help the customer, saying the words, "Can I help you?" will only stereotype you. Salespeople at furniture stores, appliance stores, and shoe stores, to name a few, are all saying, "Can I help you?" So in order not to get the typical "I'm just looking" response, avoid those words. You can instead say,
Hi, welcome to Northtown. I'm Scott. Can I assist you with a vehicle today?
or you can say, "Hello, are you here for parts, sales, or service?" Make sure you introduce yourself and welcome them to the dealership. The salesperson here does not make eye contact. A salesperson who does not introduce himself or herself demonstrates a lack of confidence or untrustworthiness. Making eye contact is the first step in meeting the customer. People will only respect you to the level that you respect yourself. Making eye contact reveals your level of self-worth and self-esteem. The salesperson here does not introduce himself. This is a common mistake. The salesperson is too busy thinking about getting the customer into a vehicle. Not introducing yourself shows a lack of interest in the customer and is remembered by the customer. While you are talking, the customer is likely to wonder why you have not introduced yourself. So, stop and take 15 seconds to make contact with your customer. The salesperson here does not seem interested in the customer. This mistake will cost you the sale every time. If you are not interested in the customer, why should they be interested in buying from you? From the start, take out your pen and something to write on and tilt your head showing interest. This is a proven body language gesture that will clearly show the customer that you are interested in them.
So, what will it take to put you folks in a vehicle today?
The salesperson here says, "What vehicle can we get you in today?" This is a question that's asked to determine whether the customer is buying or just looking. The trouble is, you are very likely to offend the customer even when they intend to buy. So avoid such a question at all times. There are other questions that can be asked to determine interest. We'll discuss those in the next section.
Hey, how you doing? My name's Matthew. You folks looking to buy today?
The salesperson here is too pushy. Customers don't like to be pushed. They want to buy. Let them look. One of the most important aspects of car buying is the fun and excitement of looking at all the different vehicles and finding one that fits the customer's wants and needs. So let them look. The salesperson here is not a likable salesperson. If you don't come across to the customer as a likable salesperson, you're not going to be able to make the sale. It should now be absolutely obvious why some salespeople are not successful in the car industry. They make it hard on themselves because they fail to look through the customer's eyes. Don't let that happen to you. We learned earlier that the first 4 seconds with the customer really matter. It's what creates that first impression. But what we say is equally important. Customers will judge you by how you approach them and by what you say. Now, let's look at a few examples of what you can say when greeting the customer. Make sure you mention the dealership's name, your name, and ask for the customer's name. Should you use the customer's last name? When they include their last name, such as John Smith, you should use Mr. Smith when greeting the customer. Here's an example of a proper greeting.
Hello. Welcome to North Crossing. Scott Moses.
Hi, I'm Larry.
Hi, I'm Gloria.
What brings y'all to the dealership today?
Well, we're looking to buy a new car.
New car.
What you say when greeting the customer will depend upon where you find the customer. Let's look at a few situations. When meeting the customer out on the lot, hand the customer one of your business cards. Unless the customer has an immediate question, step a few feet away if you feel you need to. Don't completely leave the customer unless the customer is actually leaving the dealership. Use the examples below to establish your own greeting. Hi, welcome to Northtown. My name is Steve Jackson. I know you're here to look. Unless you have any questions now, I'll be right over here. Can I get your name? When meeting the customer very close to the dealership's main building. Welcome to Northtown. Are you here for parts, sales, or service? This approach puts the customer at ease. You can then direct them once you know their purpose for visiting the dealership. When meeting the customer near the service department. Hi, has anyone assisted you? Strike up a conversation, then ask them if they have seen the lineup of new vehicles. Finding customers near the service department can be a great source of new business. Why? First, customers around the service department are already doing business with the dealership. There is an established relationship with that customer. And it is possible that the salesperson who sold them their vehicle has moved on and is no longer working at the dealership. Or the customer could be new to the area and has not established a relationship with a local salesperson. If the customer has their vehicle at the dealership for repairs, and if you invite them to look at some of the new vehicles, they may choose to trade their older vehicle in rather than to pay for the repairs. Either way, the service department cannot be overlooked when seeking out your next buying customer. Okay, you've greeted the customer. Before we get into how to interview the customer, let's look at some conversation stoppers. Conversation stoppers are questions that a customer may ask early on in the sales process. You must be able to successfully deal with these questions. How you answer them can and will determine the outcome of your commission. Your customer is likely to ask a question in 3 categories. 1. Price.
What kind of discount can I get off the sticker price?
I sold a car just like this the other day and they got $2,000 off the sticker.
Really?
2. Payment.
But how much are my payments going to be?
On this car, $350, $400 a month.
3. Trade-in.
So how much are you going to give me for my trade-in?
Probably $7,000, $8,000.
All 3 of the above questions relate to the customer asking you for a price or number. If you hope to hold gross, you cannot give the customer a price. Why? You are not responsible for giving the customer a price other than the price on the window sticker. Giving the customer a price is not a part of your responsibilities as a salesperson. And a price other than the window sticker comes from the sales managers, not salespeople. Your customer will be disappointed if your quoted price goes unfulfilled. Responding to price. Well, from my experience, the dealership has never lost a customer over price. And considering their inventory, I know they're going to do whatever it takes to earn your business. So with your new vehicle, would you prefer a light or a dark color? Responding to payment. Well, what kind of payment were you hoping to get? Let the customer respond.
Oh, $300, $400.
Then say, well, the dealership works with a variety of lenders that would be happy to have your business, and I'm sure they could find a payment that would fit within your budget. Responding to trade-in. Well, from my experience, the dealership has never lost a customer over trade-in, and I know they're going to give you fair market value for your vehicle. Some customers are very serious about getting a price. If the customer has found a vehicle that they are interested in buying, and they are very serious about a price, by all means, write down the stock number, take the customer inside, and get them a price. All right, we know what 3 questions the customer is likely to ask on the lot and how to answer them. But before we move on, we need to know why. Let's talk about the why. When a customer asks about price, payment, or trade-in, they're looking for a feeling, but not necessarily a number. For example, if a customer feels that a salesperson is pushy in the beginning, they also feel that that salesperson is likely to be pushy at the end. In other words, what happens at the beginning will likely happen at the end. That's why giving them a number isn't really addressing what they're searching for. So, what are they searching for? A feeling. The customer wants to know or feel that the dealership will be flexible with the terms and conditions of the sale, whether it's the price, the payment amount, or the appraised value of their trade-in. The customer may feel concerned about what their payments will be, or before proceeding, they may want to feel that they will get enough for their trade-in before they proceed further. Herein lies the challenge. You are not the person to get them a price, a payment amount, or a trade-in appraisal. It's not your responsibility. The sales managers determine the price of the vehicle if it is to be sold less than the sticker price. The sales managers determine, based upon the customer's credit score, what their payments are likely to be. And finally, the used car manager or his assistant will determine the appraised value of the vehicle, not you. So speculating on a purchase price, a payment amount, or a trade-in value will cost you either in commissions or the sale. Let's look at what we learned from this section. Here are the items that are good to know. Always agree to be helpful. Friendliness reduces customer resistance. You get just one chance to make your best first impression. Here are the items that you need to know. Welcome the customer to the dealership. Demonstrate professionalism. Approach the customer promptly. And here are the items that you must know. When selling to couples, make eye contact with both. Ask for their names. Always give a firm handshake. Be ready to respond to natural customer resistance. Now, let's review conversation stoppers. Write down your answers on the next page in your workbook. You have 2 minutes with each question. Question 1. Why do customers ask about price, payment, or trade-in values? Question 2. When the customer asks, "What kind of discount off the sticker price am I looking at?" how do you respond? Question 3. When the customer asks, "What would my monthly payment be on this car?" how would you respond? Question 4. When the customer asks, "What do you think my trade-in would bring?" how do you respond? Question 5. Why is it recommended that you say the dealership when answering these questions? Now for Section 3, the customer interview. As a professional, you must ask the customer a series of questions in order to determine what the customer's wants and needs are, as well as their likes and dislikes. This also includes a character interview. This will help determine what type of buyer they are. Also, try to make your customer feel relaxed and comfortable. The purpose of the interview. Asking questions allows you to maintain control of the sale. Questions allow you to lead the customer through the sale, to get the customer to do most of the talking. In order to find out what the customers want, you must allow the customer the opportunity to speak. Many new salespeople become frustrated when the customer does not buy. Often, this is because the salesperson was doing all the talking. Questions help us determine the kind of buyer they are. Knowing what kind of buyer your customer is can only help you close the sale. Is the customer moving up, wanting a more expensive vehicle, or are they moving down into a smaller, less expensive vehicle? Writing down customers' needs demonstrates your interest. Always have a pen in your pocket and be ready to use it. Keep a notebook or paper available too. When the customer starts talking, take out your notebook or paper and start writing down what the customer is telling you. By taking notes in front of your customer, it will be crystal clear that you want to listen and what they say is important. Finally, make sure that you tilt your head. This body cue clearly says to the customer, "You're important. I want to assist you." A personal interview reveals customers' likes and dislikes. Learning what they like about their current vehicle and what they dislike is invaluable when assisting them on their next vehicle purchase. A proper interview will reveal emotions and wants as well as needs. Your questions will help to determine what they're most interested in. Is it performance, safety and security, status? Is it economy or lifestyle? Ask questions in a conversational, not in an interrogative way. An interrogative question is intrusive, abrasive, or too personal. Here's what you must do. Ask alternate questions in a natural manner. You're relaxed and comfortable. Determine the customer's wants, needs, and type of buyer. Make notes as to what the customer is revealing about themselves. The customer will see that you are trying to help them by asking questions. You see, by simply asking questions, the customer will feel that you are interested in them. Listen, listen, listen. Gathering information will reveal what to say and how to sell your customer. Most new salespeople overtalk the sale, therefore losing the sale. Here are some personal and character interview questions to ask. How long have you owned your car? Will this be used for personal or business use? Are you looking to go bigger or smaller? Again, you can't have too much information from the customer. Let's now look at the proper interview. Most salespeople in the car business today try to determine in the first 2 to 3 minutes whether or not the customer is buying today. The only information that is necessary is the information that will help you sell the right vehicle and close the sale. Otherwise, the wrong questions will simply turn the customer off and invite them to leave the dealership. Here are some commonly asked questions that should not be asked.
Hey, how you doing? My name's Matthew. How's your credit? Oh, so you just graduated. How much of a down payment can you make? Oh, so you drive a Camaro. Do you know what the current payoff on your Camaro is? So you'll be paying cash or you'll be financing with us today? So what kind of payment are you looking for? So what would it take to put you folks in this vehicle today?
Let's take a look at the primary mistakes even experienced salespeople make. They fail to build value in the vehicle. Fail to talk and make eye contact with husband and wife equally. Fail to build value in themselves. Fail to assume that every customer is a potential sale. Fail to identify wants and needs. And fail to be likable to customers. Believe that price is all the customer is interested in. Prejudge and pre-qualify the customer. They are too pushy with the customer. The following are interview questions that should be asked. How long have you owned your truck? What do you like most about it? And what do you like least about it? V6 or V8? When you bought your last vehicle, what got you most excited? Are you going to be spending more money this time or less money? Are you looking for a light color or a dark color? Example transition.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're looking for a two-wheel drive, dark-colored SUV with good gas mileage.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Okay. Well, I believe we have something that will interest you. You want to step this way?
Sure.
All right. Thanks.
Now let's talk about shooting straight. As a professional, you must at all times be honest with the customer. There is never a time to lie or be dishonest. It never works in your favor to deceive the customer. Honesty creates confidence and helps to build a lasting relationship with customers. These questions create an impression of dishonesty.
So, can I be perfectly honest with you?
Well, can I tell you the truth?
What you should never do. Never make something up in hopes of satisfying the customer. If you do not know the answer, say you don't, but you will find the answer. Never exaggerate. Your customer can usually read between the lines. Never run down the competition. It only makes you look unprofessional. Never overpromise and underdeliver. Rather, underpromise and overdeliver. Others in the dealership can help you sell. Most customers do not expect you to know the answer to every question. Demonstrate your ability to build value in the dealership by using other employees' knowledge, experience, and expertise. Other salespeople and your sales manager can be of assistance. You can also use product brochures to answer customers' technical questions. Just about every technical question can be answered in the back of the vehicle product brochure. Service managers and other salespeople can be of help. As a customer yourself, don't you want to deal with an honest salesperson? Of course. Here's why customers like to buy from honest and successful salespeople. Customers like to be associated with winners. A customer will always justify the price and want to feel like they have gotten a really good deal. Being honest and successful will help accomplish that. Now, let's talk about answering questions and how to answer a question when you don't know the answer. Let's say the customer asks you a question and you have no idea what the answer is. You could say, "That's a great question. Let me get you an answer." Although it's best to immediately address every customer question, many questions from customers don't require immediate answers. If you write down the question and in fact do get them an answer, usually this will satisfy the customer. So, getting the customer an answer by keeping your word goes a long way in paying future dividends. However, even though you do know the answer, you need to determine the customer's degree of interest in that question. To determine the customer's degree of interest, you should answer their question with a question. Here are a few examples. For example, let's say the customer asks, "Is this truck available in four-wheel drive?" The salesperson could answer, "Well, were you looking for four-wheel drive?" Or, "Would you prefer four-wheel drive?" Or you could say, "Are you interested in four-wheel drive?" The customer may respond, "Not necessarily. I'm not sure I want to spend the extra money." So, by answering a question with a question, you're able to determine the customer's true level of interest in that question. Many salespeople assume that just because a customer has asked a question, it means they are very interested in that particular feature or benefit. Let's say the customer asks, "Does this vehicle have side airbags?" The salesperson could answer, "Would you prefer side airbags?" Or, "Is safety a major concern?" Or even, "Yes, are you familiar with side airbags?" The customer may respond, "Yes, we were in an accident last year and I want to feel safe." Answering a question with a question keeps you in control. It really helps you to know what to spend your time talking about. When the customer opens up and explains what they want and the degree of their interest, then you can direct your selling presentation to exactly what they want to hear and what they want to buy. Now look at what we learned from this section, the customer interview. Here are the items that are good to know. Determine the customer's needs with questions. Determine the customer's wants with questions. Never pre-qualify the customer's purchasing ability. Here are the items that you need to know. Ask the customer questions in a conversational manner. Make the customer feel comfortable and relaxed. Help the customer to see that you are interested in them. Here are the items that you must know. Listen, listen, listen. Avoid questions that will turn the customer off. Now for our next section, selecting the vehicle. Most customers who do not purchase and leave the dealership do so because the salesperson did not help assist them in making a proper selection. Let's explore why salespeople do not assist the customer with selection. If the salesperson does not feel the customer will buy, many will not take the time to help the customer find the right vehicle. By failing to properly interview a customer, the salesperson does not have the information needed to assist with selection. Here's a step-by-step example of the selection process. First, take the customer to a less expensive vehicle, not the most expensive. Take them to the sticker and read the information. If you announce the price out loud, any increase will mean an increase in the final price and payments. Let's look at some of the key ingredients of a proper selection. Walking the lot each day will help you know your vehicle inventory. Assist the customer with your product knowledge. Information gained in the interview will help you sell the right vehicle. Remember, some customers do not purchase the vehicle they initially intended to buy, so you want to be flexible, as customers may change their minds. Why proper selection is so important. Helping a customer select the right vehicle will mean more sales. Take the time to help the customer find the right vehicle. If you focus all your time and attention to what you're excited about, you'll probably lose the sale. Also, the customer's decision to move up will mean an advance in price and payment. Properly selecting the right vehicle will create a more effective test drive, not waste the customer's time, give the customer the best value. Failure to do a proper selection will cause the customer to run out of time. Now let's look at what we learned from this section, selecting the vehicle. Here are the items that are good to know. Information from the interview will dictate proper selection. Accurate vehicle selection will increase sales. Proper vehicle selection is valuable time. Here are the items that you need to know. Walk the new and used vehicle inventory every day. Improper selection will cause customers to leave unsold. Some customers do not purchase the vehicle they intended to buy. And here are the items that you must know. Never initially take the customer to the most expensive vehicle. Allow the customer the option to move up in price by suggesting low or middle range price. Never test drive a vehicle without proper selection. Our next section is the walk around. Without properly presenting the vehicle, the salesperson cannot expect the customer to think anything other than price as compared to the same vehicle at another dealership. The walk-around separates your vehicle from all others. The walk-around also helps customers justify the price. When the customer has no frame of reference as to why the vehicle is priced at a certain amount, the customer experiences what we know as sticker shock. Why the walk-around is important. It builds value in you as the salesperson. Taking the extra time with the customer to show them all the features and benefits that the vehicle offers will set you apart from other salespeople who will not make the effort. That's why other salespeople at other dealerships who do not perform a walk-around will appear to your customer as uninterested in them. This important step is also instrumental in building value in the vehicle. If you want to hold gross, this is where it's done. The walk-around will make the customer want the vehicle more than the money it would take to acquire it. Why leave it out? Let's look at an example. The bar on your left is the value the customer sees in the vehicle. The bar on your right represents the cost of the vehicle. The customer will purchase the vehicle only when the value, in their eyes, exceeds the cost. If you build the value in the vehicle or explain the features and benefits, then your customer will see the value. If you do nothing to build value, then the customer has no choice but to push the price down so that the value exceeds the cost. One or the other will happen with every customer you deal with. To hold gross, you must make the effort to help the customer to see the value in the vehicle. Customers want and need to justify the cost of their vehicle purchase. As a salesperson, that is your job, to provide information to your customer so they can justify the purchase price. Only then will you be able to hold gross. Why do so many salespeople leave out the walk-around? The customer may say they have already seen the vehicle at another dealership once the salesperson opens the hood to start the walk-around. The salesperson may feel that the customer will buy even if a walk-around is not done. This is a mistake. Never leave the walk-around out. Here are some walk-around rules to follow. Make the walk-around something that the customer will remember. Remember, your customer is likely to visit other dealerships. Will they remember you? If they do remember you, what will they remember? Were you likable? Did you show sincere interest in the customer? Did you appear to go the extra mile? Create a positive experience and the customer will come back, even if they do not buy on their first visit. Use the information gained in the interview to sell the vehicle. By listening and taking notes, the information the customer has given you will be extremely helpful in closing the sale. Make the walk-around specific to each buyer. Don't speak in generalities. For the customer to want to purchase the vehicle, you must personalize it to them. All features presented must include the benefit to each customer. Explain why each feature will benefit them and how it will benefit them. Start at the front of the vehicle and end with closing for the test drive. Now, let's talk about how to introduce the walk-around. To introduce the walk-around, start by saying, "Mr. Smith, let me take just a few minutes to show you some of the key features that this vehicle has to offer." Now, let's see the entire walk-around. You'll be covering these features: impact bumpers, halogen headlights, engine, warranty, crush or crumple zones, breakaway motor mounts, noise blanket. You'll also cover laminated windshield, pillar and support beams, child safety locks, spare tire. Okay, let's see a walk-around in action. First, the federal government requires that the front and rear bumpers withstand a 2.5 mile/hour impact. What the manufacturer has done was to raise the front and rear bumpers to absorb an impact up to 5 miles per hour. The benefit to you is that in the event you're at the store and someone backs into your front or rear bumper, all the force is absorbed by the front bumper, resulting in no damage to the front end or quarter panels, and this saves you money, such as on your insurance deductible. This vehicle is also equipped with halogen headlights that emit a wider and brighter beam, allowing you not only to see farther at night, but also off to the side of the road. Perhaps in your area you have deer that might be running around, or you might be in a neighborhood where there are a lot of small children. This vehicle comes with a 4-cylinder engine. It can also come with a 6-cylinder engine. It also comes with a 3-year, 36,000-mile limited bumper-to-bumper warranty. There is no deductible, and there is free roadside assistance during the warranty period. This means that if anything happens during the warranty period, it will be taken care of at no cost to you. We also have an 800 number for roadside assistance, and help will be sent to you at no charge. This vehicle is also equipped with crumple zones. Now, in the event of a head-on collision, this will keep the force from going into the cabin and help to reduce injury to you and your family. Therefore, they can withstand high impact. Again, this will save you money from unnecessary damage. Also, the motor mounts are designed to shear or break away during a severe head-on or frontal collision. This drops the engine to the ground instead of forcing it straight through the firewall, which means you're not going to have a hot engine ending up in your lap. So of course, this would minimize the chance of injury to you or your family. This vehicle is also equipped with a noise blanket. Now this feature helps to suppress engine noise, making for a quiet ride. Also, in the event of the engine overheating, the blanket helps to prevent heat from damaging the paint on the hood. The front glass is laminated safety glass. Film in the center of the glass, so when it breaks, it stays in one place and doesn't fly inside the cabin. The side windows are made of tempered glass, which will break into small, blunt pieces, reducing injury on the inside. The side doors have intrusion beams in them. Now, if you're hit from the side, you have these steel beams that keep the door from caving in. It's also equipped with pillar beams. Say the vehicle rolls over, the cabin is designed to hold 1.5 times the vehicle's weight. Therefore, this allows the cabin to keep its shape and keep you and your family safe. Here on the back doors are child safety locks. When engaged, a child cannot open the rear doors as the vehicle travels down the road at low or high speed. Notice that the trunk opens to 90 degrees, allowing very easy access. This low trunk design makes loading and unloading items easier on your back. The spare tire is conveniently located and serves as a shock absorber during a rear collision. Now this vehicle also has independent suspension, allowing each wheel to go over bumps with a minimal effort, providing you with a smooth ride. It also has front disc and rear power brakes for low effort stopping. Okay, now I'd like to show you what we call the cocoon of safety. Please go ahead and have a seat inside. Okay, first I'll demonstrate the door lock system. In addition, this vehicle also has dual second-generation airbags, and they're going to deploy more safely than the first-generation airbags. Okay, let's look at the safety belts. They're designed to prevent internal injuries. During changes in vehicle deceleration, the belt retractor will lock, and this will help you keep in place. And then the head restraint here, when correctly adjusted, helps to prevent neck injuries in rear collisions. Okay, now for the best part. Let's take it for a test drive. Here are the items that you need to know. The walk-around builds value in the vehicle. The walk-around will justify the sticker price. And here are the items that you must know. Never allow the customer to prevent a walk-around. The walk-around will make the customer want the vehicle more than the money it would take to own it. All right, we've completed the walk-around. Let's talk about closing for the test drive. To close means to ask the customer to make a decision. If you're closing the sale, you're actually asking the customer to make the decision to purchase the vehicle. So, if you're closing for the test drive, you're asking the customer to make the decision to take a test drive. Remember to nod your head when suggesting or closing for the test drive. Now, you have the customer ready to take a test drive. Gently close all the doors and the hood. Don't slam the doors or you'll aggravate the customer. If you've already done the walk-around at the dealership, you're behind the wheel. If you've done the walk-around during the test drive, your customer will be behind the wheel. But before we take the test drive, let's measure the customer's level of excitement and ownership with a simple body cue test. First, before you take off, take a few minutes and go over any and all features in the interior. It's hard for the customer to focus on something inside the vehicle when the customer is driving. Next, show the customer how to set the clock on their new truck or car. Set the time to their time, not your time. Setting the clock to their time personalizes the vehicle to them. Setting the clock sets you apart from your competition and should impress the customer. Now for the body cue test. Set the radio to their favorite station. Ask the customer, "What's your favorite radio station?" Show them how to set the radio stations. Next, ask the customer, "What's your second favorite radio station?" Allow the customer to set their second favorite station. If the customer declines, their level of ownership is low. If they lean forward and volunteer to set their favorite radio station, then they're clearly into the vehicle and probably have taken mental ownership. Let's review what we've learned from this section, the walk-around. Here are the items that are good to know. The walk-around separates you from the competition. The walk-around will make the vehicle they have selected more appealing. Now, let's examine the test drive, also known as the demonstration or demo. You will drive initially to maintain customer awareness. If the customer drives first, they will not be able to focus on the interior features due to the fact that they would be watching the road. Here's what the test drive is designed to do. After the walk-around, the test drive will help sell the vehicle. Give the customer a real sense of the ride and feel of the vehicle. Involve most of the senses and emotions. Help build customer ownership. Feel they already own the vehicle. Next, the rules for the demo. The salesperson always drives first. Ask for their driver's license and leave a copy on your desk. Find a safe place to pull over and allow the customer to drive. With 2 or more customers, salesperson always rides in the back. Never drive fast and obey all the traffic laws. Always use a planned test drive route. Always allow the spouse to drive. To determine whether the customer has taken mental ownership, ask this question when half of the test drive is complete. Choose one of the following. Where will you take your new car or truck on your next vacation? Who is the first person you will show your new car or truck to? Where will you park your new car or truck? In the garage or outside? The test drive, or demonstration drive, is designed to raise the customer's excitement and enthusiasm to their highest level. If time is available, let the customer enjoy themselves. A test drive does not have to be 5 minutes. It could last from 15 to 45 minutes, depending on the day of the week. Now let's look at how the customer's answer to question number 1 reveals their level of mental ownership. When the customer says, "I'll," short for "I will," it means the customer has taken mental ownership. Listen for any sound of commitment in the customer's voice. If there is commitment in the customer's voice, the customer likely has taken ownership. For example, the customer might say, "Oh, I'll show it to my brother. I've told him I was going to get one." Listen to what the customer says and their tone of voice. You're listening for a level of commitment. Or the customer may say, "I'd," short for "I would." It means the customer has not taken mental ownership. Listen for any sound of a lack of commitment in the customer's voice. If there is no commitment in the customer's voice, the customer likely has not taken ownership. For example, if you ask, "Where will you take your new car on your next vacation?" the customer might say, "Oh, I'd probably take it to Florida." Again, listen to what the customer says and their tone of voice. You're listening for a lack of commitment. This means that they haven't taken ownership of the vehicle, and it's possible that this vehicle isn't the one. Now, let's look at the next question to ask. Question number 2. Is this the vehicle you see yourself driving the next 2 to 3 years? You should ask this question about 2/3 of the way into the test drive. This question is a yes or a no. If the customer says no, ask the customer which vehicle will meet their needs. Return to the dealership and look for an alternate vehicle. Questions number 3 and number 4 to ask at the end of the test drive. Number 3. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this vehicle? Number 4. What does the dealership need to do to make it a 10? These questions will give you the information needed to close the customer. Okay, here's what to say after the test drive. First, park the vehicle near the front or next to the customer's car to compare, new versus old. After you and the customer have stepped out of the new vehicle, make this transition statement and then take them inside to your desk. Since this is the vehicle you see yourself owning, let me show you how easy it is to do business here. Come on inside. Let's look at what we've learned from this section, the test drive. Here are the items that are good to know. The salesperson drives initially to maintain customer awareness. Help build customer ownership so they feel they already own the vehicle. Here are the items that you need to know. With 2 or more customers, the salesperson always rides in the back. Never drive fast and obey all traffic laws. And here are the items that you must know. Always use a planned demo route. Always allow the customer's spouse to drive. Other than questions, remain quiet during the test drive. This brings us to the write-up and commitment. Take the customer inside and offer them something to drink. Point out where the restrooms are. This will relax the customer and give them the opportunity to sit down in order to start the write-up. Here are the items that you need to start the write-up. Assemble all the necessary paperwork to start your deal. The write-up sheet, the appraisal form, the payoff form, and the credit application. Starting the write-up. First, verify the name on the vehicle title. Start with the customer's driver's license. You should have made an extra copy of it before taking them out on the test drive. Take a copy of the write-up sheet and ask the customer, So, Mr. Smith, is this how you want your vehicle titled? Write down everything that the write-up sheet requires. Do not leave any portion blank. Make sure to include the VIN number of the vehicle being purchased. Next, verify the customer's current address. Then, move on to trade-in. Ask the customer, Mr. Smith, will you be selling or keeping your current vehicle? After that, move on to mileage. Mr. Smith, can you tell me the mileage on your current vehicle? Next, go to the payoff. Mr. Smith, can you tell me the payoff or balance owed on your current vehicle? Finally, discuss financing. Make sure you fill out the credit application and not the customer. So, Mr. Smith, can the dealership assist with financing? The exit statement to take write-up paperwork to the sales manager. Okay, Scott, I believe I have all the information I need. With your approval here, I'll check on the availability of your car with my manager. This should just take a few minutes. Can I offer you something to drink? Okay. Now let's look at what we've learned from this section, the write-up and commitment. Here are the items that are good to know. You want to take the customer inside to your office and offer them something to drink. Keep your desk organized. Literature on your desk should pertain only to the vehicle you are dealing with. Here are the items that you need to know. Use the copy of their driver's license to start the write-up. Fully complete all the paperwork. Do not leave any empty blanks. And write down everything the write-up and credit application requires. Finally, here are the items you must know. Include all vehicle identification numbers on the write-up sheets. And always close for the commitment to purchase. Now, let's examine the next section, the negotiation and close. Let's discuss presenting the first pencil. The first pencil is the first offer to the customer and is likely to be negotiated. Notice how the first pencil is presented. The first pencil includes 4 numbers: the new vehicle price, the amount of the trade appraisal, the cash down, and the monthly investment or payment. Well, Scott, I have good news. The dealership has verified the fair market value of your new car at $26,300, and the dealership is going to pay you $10,000 for your vehicle. So with a cash down of this amount, we'll generate a monthly investment of this amount, and with your approval, I'll get your car cleaned up, gassed up, and ready to take home. Use your pen and simply point to the numbers. Present your entire offer in one breath without pausing. If you are interrupted by the customer, you should simply say, "I understand. Let me cover each point, and then we will discuss your concern." Is that fair? I understand. When replying to a customer's concern, you should always begin with, "I understand." After presenting the first pencil, the customer will likely object to one or more of these numbers. Let's look at your response when faced with an objection. Let's take them one at a time. When the customer expresses concern with the trade allowance...
Well, I don't know. I really feel my vehicle's worth more than that. I take good care of it. I service it regularly, and it has some extra accessories on it. I really feel it's worth more than that.
Here is your response. I understand. What were you hoping to get for your vehicle?
I don't know. I was hoping to get around 12 for it.
You were hoping to get 12 for your vehicle?
Yes.
So if the dealership could give you 12 for your vehicle, could the dealership earn your business today?
Yes, sir.
Did you initial there?
I really can't afford this down payment. I just don't have enough right now.
When the customer expresses concern with the cash down, here is your response. I understand. What amount were you hoping to put down that the lender would approve?
Wow. I don't think I could do that kind of monthly payment.
When the customer expresses concern with the monthly investment, you could say, I understand. What monthly investment were you hoping to get?
Well, closer to 500.
Okay, so you could do 500.
Yeah, 500.
Okay. And up to?
Maybe 550.
So you could do 550. Okay. And not more than?
Definitely not more than 575.
Okay, would you initial here? Let's look at what we've learned from this section, the negotiation and close. Here are the items that are good to know. You should speak with enthusiasm and confidence when presenting the first pencil. Here are the items that you need to know. You should express to the customer that the offer is a good investment. You should use your pen to direct the customer's attention. And try to present the offer to the customer without pausing. And finally, here is what you must know. You must feel and believe that each offer